What if the reality you believe in isn't even yours to control? Yes, it's that shocking. Every day, your mind weaves stories, chaos, worries, regrets, and you've been letting it dictate your world. But here's the wild truth. You're not the movie. You're the audience. And the power to change the story has been in your hands all along. Let us shatter the lies you've been living with. You see, it's not about banning negative thoughts. They'll show up. But what you can do is choose which mental movies to watch and replay. Every time you catch yourself running a pointless, stressful storyline in your head, you get to rewrite the script. At first, this takes effort. Over time, though, it becomes second nature. Your mind will still try to spin up those old, tired scenes. It's what it does. But the more you practice being the director, the faster you'll notice when the projector is rolling out the same drama and hit pause. But what if letting it play reveals a twist you never saw coming? What that twist is, we'll get to that. Think of it this way. Your mind's constant flow of thoughts, images, and stories is like a movie theater. Some scenes are happy, others scary, and some downright thrilling. But here's the truth. You're not the movie. You're the audience. You're just sitting there, watching. When it rains on screen, you don't get wet. When the monster roars, it can't touch you. The same goes for the mental movies in your head. They're just thoughts. And you're the awareness watching them. This awareness, this you beyond the thoughts, is always present. It's the part of you that notices your breathing, the sounds around you, and the sensations in your body. It doesn't come and go like thoughts do. It's always there, steady in the background. The problem is, we forget this. We get so caught up in the stories our minds create that we think we are those stories. We believe we're our worries, our plans, our regrets. But those are just clouds in the sky. And guess what? The sky doesn't care about the clouds. It's always there, untouched and open. This isn't just a nice idea. It's practical. Right now, you can notice that you're aware. What is it that knows you're reading these words? What is it that hears your thoughts about them? You might say, I do. But who is this I? Can you find it? Or is there just awareness itself, observing everything? Even the sense of being a separate me is just another thought, another part of the movie. When you see this, something shifts. The world doesn't vanish, and life doesn't stop. But you stop taking everything so seriously. You see thoughts and feelings as passing clouds rather than immovable objects. You recognize them as part of the awareness you already are. Try it. Notice a thought. Where does it appear? Not in a physical space, right? It's just there, in awareness. Now listen to a sound. Where do you experience it? In awareness. Or notice a sensation in your body. Same thing. It's all happening within this vast, unchanging awareness. This isn't abstract. It's what's happening to you right now. No fancy technique needed. Just notice. When you do this, life becomes simpler. Problems don't magically vanish, but they lose their grip. They're no longer personal burdens, but just experiences passing through awareness. There's more space, more ease, more flow. And here's the best part. This state isn't something you have to achieve. It's already here. It's your natural state. You might be thinking, what about my problems, my life? This sounds like escaping reality. But let's be real. Are you escaping anything by noticing awareness? Or are you actually seeing things more clearly? Recognizing awareness doesn't mean ignoring life. It means living it more fully, without the unnecessary baggage of believing every thought your mind spits out. This shift doesn't happen overnight. It deepens as you practice resting in awareness rather than clinging to thoughts. And the more you rest in this space, the more your life starts to change. Challenges don't disappear, but they're no longer overwhelming. There's more room for creativity, for connection, for real joy. And you start to realize that this awareness, this presence, is what you truly are. Everything else, thoughts, emotions, sensations, comes and goes within it. Here's the real takeaway. The act of observing something changes it. This idea comes from quantum physics, but it's also true in everyday life. Think about a kid playing alone. They're carefree, lost in their own world. The moment someone starts watching them, they change. They might show off or become shy. The same thing happens inside us. When we pay attention to our own thoughts and feelings, they shift. If you notice you're feeling angry, for example, that simple awareness changes your relationship with the anger. It doesn't just disappear, but you see it differently. This creates a powerful opportunity. By paying attention to how we think, feel, and react, we create a little space between what happens to us and how we respond. In that tiny gap, we can make a different choice. Let's say you're starting to worry about something. Normally, one worry leads to another, and before you know it, you're stuck in a spiral. But if you catch the pattern early, you can stop it in its tracks. Just noticing it can break the spell. The same goes for physical tension. Most of us walk around with tight shoulders or clenched jaws without even realizing it. But as soon as we notice, we can let it go. Observation becomes the solution. The catch: we can't pay attention to everything all at once. It's like trying to focus a camera. Some things get sharp while others blur, and that's okay. We can shift our focus depending on what's important. If you want to change a habit, pay attention to the moments that trigger it. If you're learning a new skill, focus on your practice patterns. If you're trying to improve relationships, notice how you communicate. The trick is to observe without judging. Pretend you're a scientist collecting data. You're just watching what's happening, not what you think should happen. This kind of neutral awareness makes room for natural change. Sometimes the changes are small, a slight shift in how you stand, or a little more patience before speaking. Other times, they're big, a completely new way of thinking or acting. Either way, it all starts with observation. This brings us back to where we started. Watching changes what we see. But now we know how to use that. We can focus our attention more carefully and use it as a tool for growth. This isn't just some quirky physics idea. It's a practical way to make real changes in your life. Does observing without judging truly lead to growth? Or is it just passive acceptance? Think of energy like water in a river. You don't move the water itself. You open and close dams to direct its flow. The same goes for your personal energy. Instead of trying to push it around, focus on creating the right conditions for it to flow naturally. This shift in perspective can make a big difference in how you approach challenges and opportunities. When you work with energy, you're not just observing it. You're part of the process. Your thoughts and attention shape what happens. This might sound strange, but it's actually a powerful tool. By understanding how your focus influences energy, you can direct it more effectively. Whether you're looking for calm, strength, or creativity, your attention helps bring it forward. What if breaking old habits could open new doors? As you practice, keep in mind that your brain is constantly changing. Every new experience rewires it, creating new possibilities. Think of your comfort zone as a starting point, not a prison. Each time you step outside of it, you expand what's possible. Sure, your mind might try to pull you back with thoughts like, "This is too hard," or "That was just luck." But these are just old patterns. You have the power to rewrite them. Break free by questioning your automatic responses. Ask yourself, is this really true, or is it just what I'm used to believing? The walls of your comfort zone weren't built in a day, and they won't come down overnight. But every step you take weakens them, revealing a world of possibilities you never knew existed. Your energy field is like a mirror, reflecting your thoughts and actions. When you focus on something, you're not just observing it. You're shaping it. This isn't about wishful thinking. It's about understanding your role in the energy around you. By becoming more aware of how you influence your reality, you can start to make conscious choices that align with your goals. At its core, energy control is about balance. It's not about forcing things to happen, but creating the conditions for them to flow naturally. Just like a river carves its path through the landscape, your energy can shape your life in powerful ways. By practicing awareness and intention, you can tap into this flow and create a reality that feels more aligned with who you are. Ready to start? Take it step by step. Each small shift in how you think and act builds momentum. Over time, these changes add up, creating a ripple effect that transforms your life. The energy is already there. waiting for you to direct it. All you need to do is take that first step. Energy, at its core, is the fundamental building block of everything. Every thought you have, every move you make, every breath you take, it's all powered by energy. Yet, we often overlook its presence, letting it work in the background without much thought. By learning to consciously engage with energy, you can unlock a whole new level of potential. Let's explore what this means in greater detail. Think about how you spend your day. From waking up to going to bed, your body and mind are constantly using energy to process information, complete tasks, and respond to your environment. But how much of that energy is used intentionally? If you've ever ended the day feeling drained, it's likely because your energy wasn't directed effectively. The good news is, this can change. Picture your energy like a rechargeable battery. When you wake up, your battery is full. As the day goes on, it gets used up by everything you do. Some activities drain the battery quickly, like stressing over a problem or multitasking too much. Other activities recharge it, like taking a walk, meditating, or spending time with loved ones. The key to effective energy management is balancing these drains and recharges. Let's dive into the idea of energy blockages. These are the invisible walls that prevent energy from flowing freely. Blockages can show up as physical tension, emotional stress, or mental clutter. You might feel stuck, unmotivated, or overwhelmed without knowing why. Recognizing and clearing these blockages is a critical step in controlling your energy. Start by tuning into your body. Pay attention to areas that feel tight or uncomfortable. Maybe it's your shoulders, your jaw, or your stomach. These physical sensations are often signs of deeper energy blockages. Once you've identified them, use techniques like deep breathing, stretching, or gentle movement to release the tension. The goal is to create space for energy to flow again. Your mind also plays a big role in energy flow. Negative thoughts, limiting beliefs, and unresolved emotions can all act as barriers. For example, if you're constantly thinking, "I'm not good enough," that belief creates a block that stops you from reaching your full potential. By challenging and reframing these thoughts, you can begin to dissolve the barriers they create. Visualization is another powerful tool for energy control. Close your eyes and imagine energy as a glowing light moving through your body. Picture it flowing smoothly, reaching every part of you. If you notice any areas where the light seems dim or stuck, focus your attention there and imagine the blockage dissolving. This simple practice can help restore balance and harmony. The environment around you also influences your energy. Cluttered spaces, loud noises, and chaotic surroundings can drain your battery faster than you realize. Take time to create an environment that supports your energy. This might mean decluttering your workspace, adding calming elements like plants or candles, or setting boundaries to protect your time and space. Energy isn't just about what's happening inside you. It's also about how you interact with the world. Every action you take sends ripples through the energy field around you. Think of it like dropping a pebble in a pond. The ripples spread out, affecting everything in their path. By choosing actions that align with your goals and values, you can create ripples that lead to positive outcomes. Let's talk about the connection between energy and emotions. Emotions are energy in motion. When you're happy, your energy feels light and expansive. When you're angry or sad, it can feel heavy and constricted. Learning to work with your emotions is a key part of energy control. Instead of suppressing or ignoring them, acknowledge how you feel and let the energy move through you. This can help prevent emotional blockages that drain your energy over time. Physical activity is another way to keep energy flowing. Movement helps release tension, clear your mind, and boost your mood. Whether it's a brisk walk, a yoga session, or dancing around your living room, find activities that make you feel good and do them regularly. Remember, energy needs motion to stay vibrant and alive. Every small action shapes the world around you. What will you create next? As you deepen your understanding of energy, you'll begin to notice how it connects everything. From the way plants grow to the way people interact, energy is the thread that ties it all together. By becoming more attuned to this connection, you can start to see how your actions and choices influence the bigger picture. The journey to mastering energy control is a lifelong process. There will be days when it feels easy, and days when it feels hard. The important thing is to stay curious and keep practicing. Each small step you take brings you closer to a deeper understanding of yourself and the world around you. Embrace the process and remember that the energy you seek is already within you, waiting to be unlocked. Energy is everywhere. You can't touch it or hold it like a solid thing, but it's the stuff that makes everything go. Every move you make, every thought in your head, even the stars in the sky, it's all energy. But here's the tricky part. Every time you try to measure, change, or control energy, you end up shifting it without meaning to. Imagine trying to grab smoke with your hands. Just reaching for it makes it scatter and twist into new shapes. That's energy for you. This might sound wild, but it's actually a big clue about how energy works, and why some things we try to control just don't go the way we expect. We're not outside the system pulling strings like a puppet master. We're right there in it, like a reflection in a mirror. Everything we do, every thought we think, changes the flow of energy around us. Some folks who study and work with energy have learned to stop fighting this. Instead of trying to bend energy to their will, they step back and let it do what it naturally wants to do. Kind of like letting water flow downhill. They've learned that sometimes the best way to direct energy is to guide it gently instead of forcing it. And energy doesn't just move in one straight line. It's not like an arrow shooting forward. It spreads out like ripples in a pond, connecting everything in all directions. Time even starts to feel different when you think about energy this way. Past, present, and future blur together, creating a kind of dance rather than a straight path. It's less about forcing things to happen and more about reading the patterns, finding the right places to make a small change that could create a big effect. Like tapping a glass in just the right spot to make it sing. Now, here's a mind-blowing part. Even when things seem chaotic and messy, energy often follows hidden patterns. Think about tree branches. They look like smaller versions of the tree itself. Or clouds. They form similar shapes no matter their size. These patterns aren't random. They're like nature's rules. They're not strict like laws, but more like the rhythms that make birds fly in formation, or waves crash on a shore. When we look at energy, it's like looking into a mirror. Every time we try to measure it, control it, or change it, we're really seeing a reflection of ourselves, connected to everything else, through invisible threads. This changes how we think about working with energy. It's not something outside of us to be controlled. We're a part of it, like leaves floating along a river. Sure, we can steer ourselves a little, but we're still part of the flow. Here's the real takeaway. The act of observing something changes it. This idea comes from quantum physics, but it's also true in everyday life. Think about a kid playing alone. They're carefree, lost in their own world. The moment someone starts watching them, they change. They might show off or become shy. The same thing happens inside us. When we pay attention to our own thoughts and feelings, they shift. If you notice you're feeling angry, for example, that simple awareness changes your relationship with the anger. It doesn't just disappear, but you see it differently. This creates a powerful opportunity. By paying attention to how we think, feel, and react, we create a little space between what happens to us and how we respond. In that tiny gap, we can make a different choice. Let's say you're starting to worry about something. Normally, one worry leads to another, and before you know it, you're stuck in a spiral. But if you catch the pattern early, you can stop it in its tracks. Just noticing it can break the spell. The same goes for physical tension. Most of us walk around with tight shoulders or clenched jaws without even realizing it. But as soon as we notice, we can let it go. Observation becomes the solution. The catch: we can't pay attention to everything all at once. It's like trying to focus a camera. Some things get sharp while others blur, and that's okay. We can shift our focus depending on what's important. If you want to change a habit, pay attention to the moments that trigger it. If you're learning a new skill, focus on your practice patterns. If you're trying to improve relationships, notice how you communicate. The trick is to observe without judging. Pretend you're a scientist collecting data. You're just watching what's happening, not what you think should happen. This kind of neutral awareness makes room for natural change. Sometimes the changes are small, a slight shift in how you stand, or a little more patience before speaking. Other times, they're big, a completely new way of thinking or acting. Either way, it all starts with observation. This brings us back to where we started. Watching changes what we see. But now we know how to use that. We can focus our attention more carefully and use it as a tool for growth. This isn't just some quirky physics idea. It's a practical way to make real changes in your life. Does observing without judging truly lead to growth? Or is it just passive acceptance? Share your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe.